have been known as the beacon of hope on Shotterville's Hill. For a century, your great walls have stood the test of time. For a century, you've been a legend in education, and you still are. For a century, generations of students you have groomed, and like wildflowers, they have bloomed. For a century, you've been surrounded by friends, supporters, and alumni. For a century, you've been producing game changers turned scholars. For a century, you've served proudly and as the green blood of excellence you always do. And in the next 100 years, we all know that Paterson High will take flight in a future forever bright. Thank you.
Welcome our friends from near and far to this very special occasion here this afternoon. My name is Paterson. For my sins, I've been gainfully employed on a short-term contract to act as the Master of Ceremonies for
today we're going to be celebrating the launch of our Centenary magazine, and as principal I feel an immense sense of pride. I also feel a bit of nostalgia because we're going to be reflecting on the past and also celebrating the future.
Okay, today we're launching the Centenary magazine of Patterson High School of 100 years, and with us here is Gordon Paterson, who comes all the way from New Zealand with his sister to come and celebrate with us. The magazine is a piece of history that we've worked on over the past 4 or 5 months. It is quite an intense magazine. We hope that we've covered most of these things. It involves everything from a bit of history into the sporting, into our academics, and then into the now. So it is something of value to have on your coffee table. It is something of value to read. It is a keepsake, and we are playing it out with hoping that the next 100 years will even produce bigger things. So from the Centenary Committee, we say a thank you for the privilege of having been able to do that. Thanks.
I only learned about Paterson High School when I visited Grey High School on an occasion in 2016. I was presenting a workshop and I spoke to the school, and they asked me whether I was aware of Paterson High School, and I didn't know about it at all. And I know that my parents went to their graves without ever knowing that the school existed. John Paterson, who arrived in Port Elizabeth in 1841, was my great-great-grandfather. Contact with Rose de Donker from New Zealand to learn more about it. And she told me about the school and invited me to visit it, which I did in 2023, and visited the school in 2023 and was given a history of the school by the principal. I met the Centenary Committee. I learnt about the Centenary coming up in 2025, and having visited the school, learned something about it, I boarded the ship and said to my wife, the Paterson family has got to do something. Now, my understanding is the school was named after John Paterson when it was founded in 1925. He died, of course. He was drowned at sea in 1880, having served Port Elizabeth for 39 years in many capacities, and I mean we could go into that. But when I got back, I decided, I had a look at what the school had planned for the centenary, and thinking about John Paterson, I decided that the refurbishment they wanted to do in the library and the studies was what we as a family, Paterson family, should target. And so we set about raising money as a bequest from the family to the school. And that's why I'm here today with the matriarch of the Paterson family, who will hand over the presentation check.
Well, I'm Gordon's older sister, and I've come back here because I feel coming back to P and coming back to John Paterson School is like going back to my roots. So it's really good to be back here again and to connect with anything that is to do with Paterson. Yeah. So thank you for having us. It's wonderful to be here.
Praise God. Thank you for this gathering we can celebrate today, a gathering of people, of willing people.
Well, thinking back, I was one of the first students at the new Paterson, the 1950. And then I went off to Hewitt, qualified, got a degree, and came back to Paterson to teach. I was at Paterson, still in Mount Road, and the school was burnt down, and we had afternoon classes at Frank Joubert until they finished the new Paterson. And we moved to Paterson, where I studied for 4 years, matriculated, under Mr. Murray. Mr. John Murray.
Number of teachers we had there, the Chippy Dries, and Mr. Barry's, and of course Cancross, and all of them had an impact on us. I remember Chippy used to say he's the cleverest Afrikaans teacher in the world because he's the best in PE, he's the best in South Africa, therefore he's the best in the world. Barry was, I always remember him. Ken Cross, I don't have to describe him, but he taught me how not to be a teacher. Otherwise, it was always pleasant to be at Paterson. I didn't once feel I didn't want to be at school. And I could have stayed another 6 years, but the change of regime forced me to get rid of 8 teachers. I was one of them.
Ja, George het my nou invite hier na die launch van die boek 100 Paterson boek launch toe. Ek is nou hier saam met Georgie. Georgie Koen.
I was part of Carol's team in 1976 with head boy Lester Muller. I am glad to be here. I'm privileged to be here because of the launch of the book, and we appreciate everything that the team has done for the launching. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Faisal Nicholas. I'm honored to be here at the launch of the publication, the Centenary publication. I've also had the absolute honor to see one of the founder, his great-grandson, and actually saw myself in the book. I had a bit of a shock. I'm always shy. I think, Faisal is also in the book. They call me the street poet now. This school has made a lot of people what they are today. And I wish them well in the next event coming up, the gala dinner. And I wish everybody well. Thank you to Carol and Mrs. De Donker and the community, the committee, for including me in the book and always inviting me and including me. I'm very honored. Thank you very much.
I think the magazine worked out great. Covered everything about Paterson, and we look forward to the next one. I must say, looking at the 100 years of Paterson, it actually reflects the hard work that the teachers over the years have done. Great people came from Paterson High School, and I think reflecting on that, Paterson has got a bright future.
I actually do know your face though.